Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in. It's Saturday night, my friends, and we're gonna jump in and do some more coding tonight to try to get back to where we were, maybe, possibly. So we'll see how that goes as we do. I wonder. I should probably grab my glasses, even though I don't necessarily need them right now. So give me just a moment to take care of that, and we'll get started here, friends. 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's actually a little bit better. But welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. Why does this feel like it's off here? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I can't seem to precision the microphone where I normally have it, but yeah. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy and happy and all those things. Kicking butt, taking names, getting things done, and enjoying the process along the way. So, I've actually been doing a little bit here just before we started the stream. And I have, I believe, finish up what was left of the code for the chapter 5 of this book that we're following. However, as I predicted, I'm having an error here. And I feel like this is an error that I had before, and I had to go through and just kind of like figure out what line of code I missed here or there. Because it's telling me it's getting a null pointer exception, and I could create a breakpoint there and just see what happens. But I have a feeling it's not going to tell me much more than that. What do we have here? Let's make this full screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Check long pointer. So what is... So what is... What pointer is null? Clearly there's a pointer here that's null, and it's not really showing me which one. Long pointer exception. Check long pointer. What was pointer? Pointer is 0. If pointer equals null, which is 0. Okay, so something here is 0. It doesn't like it being 0, so command handle Image, old layout, source stage. So source access is 0. So either it's the, potentially the command handle has a source access of 0. I don't know if that's the one that it's saying has a problem. Certain memory dependency. So command handle, command buffer. Command handle is VK command buffer, and then dependency info. So is it dependency info? Well, it's saying here image barrier. Or at least that seems to be what it was working on, was image barrier. So I don't know if it's this, or it's like containers null. Could be command handle. It doesn't like source access. Okay, so fortunately it's not very check 188. Check 2 hidden frames. Backtrace is cause null pointer exception. No. Just says pointer 0. So what? Let me check. I wish I knew which one was calling it. I mean, obviously it's checking the pointers in here. Alright. Checks. Check. Okay, dependency info. Okay, check function address. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Check function address, get capabilities, VK. That's what's calling check here. So function address is command buffer, get capabilities, VK command pipeline barrier 2. So command buffer I'm pulling in. So command buffer we're pulling in is the command handle. So it's looking at command handle capabilities. Capabilities, and then what was the other thing? VK command pipeline barrier 2. course, none of these are sorted, which is just awesome and hilarious. Can I search in here? No. Okay, command pipeline barrier 2. So it's... Command, bind pipeline. Pipeline barrier. Okay, and then pipeline barrier 2. Yeah, VK command pipeline barrier 2 is 0. Okay, so when I built the command buffer, then I must not have built the right one. Must be what's going on here. So, alright, stop this. So we'll have to go wind our way back up here. Image barrier. Okay, so this is this back down this way. And where are we at? We're in image barrier. So we're doing VK image memory barrier 2 colic. Okay. So then up here that was there we go. Image barrier. Okay, image barrier to colic, because they have it in the utility thing like I do. Alright, and one stack defaults, old layout, new layout. Source stage, destination stage, mask. Sub-resource range. Image. There too. Okay. Image barrier, type default. Image layer count, base array layer. Level count, base MIP level. Aspect mask. We won't surrender. We stick together and we're never gonna fall. What does this have? Source Q family index and destination Q family index. I guess I don't need those. I don't know if that's causing the problem or not, but I guess I don't need these. Wait, is this? Oh, this is chapter 9. That's not what I want. Chapter 5. Yeah, see, here it is. Okay. So that's it. So type default, old layouts, new layout, source stage, destination stage, source access, destination access. Q family ignored. spec mask 0. Right levels. Okay. Okay, command pipeline barrier 2. And handle dependency info. Okay. So then command handle. So when I create the command handle, is that because I think it was having problems with the command handle, not anything else per se. So if I go back to render, so go back here. Command handle, command buffer, get vk command buffer. So the way I'm building command buffer, command buffer, but it's just a vk command buffer. But let's see something here. Yeah, I did something weird here when I created it. So we got command buffer. This is how they're doing it in the book. New VK command buffer. VK device. Okay, so if I go back here, command buffer ID, device get device, VK device, okay. VK command buffer. Okay. So create command buffer, allocate info. We've got this. So I got allocate info. Is command buffer allocate info, VK command buffer allocate info, call stack, default command pool ID, right, which should be command pool get VK command pool, right? Command pool get ID, yes. Okay. Primary, secondary, right. Command buffer count 1, pointer buffer stack malloc, pointer 1, allocate command buffers, device. So VK device, logical device, yeah. Allocate info, PB, and we do PB get 0. Pointer, alright. So then that comes back to here. That's along, okay. back to here, command buffer ID, and pass that in along with the device. So that looks the same. Let me think. It looks the same, but clearly it's not. I wonder if but if I fail when I do this, okay, command buffers. VK allocate command buffers. If I fail though, this actually throws an exception, right? Yeah, it throws a runtime exception. Oh. Well. This should be 13, but I don't think that's actually causing an issue. Should fix that in here. Just in case it is somehow causing an issue, but kind of doubt it. That's all purged from there, just for sake of argument. Yeah, it's still having that same issue. Command 1611 function address. Yeah, it's not finding command pipeline barrier 2. But that's not mapped. So somehow command pipeline barrier 2. Pipeline barrier 2. So somehow the capabilities, in terms of VK capabilities device, instance associated with this handle. So I'm guessing when I set up the capabilities here somewhere, I missed something. Not sure. What does that get? Where do I? Why would you set that up? Let me think here. Command buffer. That does some checks, but right, that comes from device get capabilities. Okay, so when I set up the device get VK device. So so let's look at device here. Device create require extensions. Let me make sure that I've done this right, because it seems like I've missed this part, maybe the 1.3 features or something here. I don't know. Vulkan device, is that what I've called it? Well, logical device is one thing. Yeah, because this takes a physical device. So this stuff, physical device, blah, 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 blah. Stack push, pointer buffer, required extensions, create required device extensions. Okay, so this goes here, and I do. Oh, what's this? I create this and I don't use it. That's probably a problem. That's probably my problem right here. Device extensions. Use portability. Device extensions contains UK utils, get OS, Mac OS. The only use of device extensions there? Okay, that's why I don't use it. But I still call this, I don't use the result of it, but I still call it because it does this stuff, which is nice to be able to log at some point. Yeah, now see, this is interesting because it's telling me this parameter should not be null. See, for them it's physical device is not null. See, char sequence player name is nullable for that one, but I bet it's not for this one. No, P layer name. Okay. Nullable char sequence P layer. So why is it complaining that I passed null there? It says it's nullable. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Or no, it is pulling up VK10. It's just redirecting to that one. So why is it telling me that this can't be candidates for method called VK13? Device extension properties, device extension properties. But yeah, I think it's just I think the IDE is just confused. Properties. So number extensions. Extension properties. Right, extension properties. Get physical device. No. Extension properties. Buffer. Extension properties. Stream. Collect to unmodifiable set. Okay. Okay, so that's, I mean, it just returns that. I mean, I can log that to see what it returns, but in fact, you know what? Let's just do that. Logger trace. I gotta put a logger in here anyway. Let's do that. Okay. So I'll just be there. What else are we doing here? Create required. This is get device extensions. And I don't care about the portability thing. That's why I skipped it, because I'm not going to worry about Mac OS. Extensions list. Physical device required extensions. Stack ASCII. Add to list. Okay, just doing that. Required extensions. Put that in there. And flipping it and then doing required extensions. Okay. So that seems correct. So then we create the device info. So Q. Enable all the Q families. Physical device get VKQ family prompts. I don't think I did any of that, did I? I think I missed a thing here. Enable all the Q families. How did I? No, I swear I did this though. Did I do it somewhere else and I didn't put it in here? No, it looks like I skipped the whole thing here, which would explain some problems, I would imagine. I swear I did this though, features 13, because that rings a bell. Physical device Vulcan 13 features. I have it in structure utils here. Okay, here it is. Create device info. VK device create info. Yes, I put all that in here. So I got the Q properties buffer, number of families, family stack clock floats, get I, type default, already set up required features, default dynamic rendering synchronization 2. Just 2 PNX Vulcan 13 features. Oh, is it? Oh, did I It's features13.address. That's a problem. Okay. So this should be address. There we go. That's might have been the problem right there. So do Vulkan features 2 address faults. Buffer. Okay. So I have that. So where do I call create device info at? Oh, right here. Create device info. Right? Yeah, okay. So I have all this. I just call create device info. And then I take a logical. Oops. Where's device? Logical device pointer. How can you create device? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Create device, logical device, and then VK device. Physical device, device create info. Okay, that maybe that one faux pas there was the problem, or not. Okay, so that didn't help. Didn't hurt either, but didn't help. It's just saying no there. Where's the I assume that's still there's still a lot of zeros down here. Okay. Command pipeline barrier 2. So then, so the question is, I guess I can look at the log real fast too. See what it said here. Support extensions. Wayland, what is this? Platform does not support setting in the window position. Oh, well, whatever. Wayland surface. So 3 images, got 4. No validation supported. So I didn't install the validation stuff. So I guess I probably should do that. Since that would help me debug some of this stuff probably. Huh, okay. Hey, Sailor, welcome. How you doing? How are things? Pretty good. Pretty good in my neck of the woods. Nothing crazy going on. Just keep it on, keep it on. Oh. You know, just I have a an abundance of just games to play right now. So I'm just kind of cycling through games. Oh, I'm still I'm trying to learn how to do a game engine in with the Vulkan drivers and stuff. So I'm trying to learn how to do that. There's a book out here that kind of teaches you or tries to teach you how to set everything up and get everything going. And I'm just in the midst of trying to do that. Like I'm just trying to get a window to show up right now. There's a lot of work to do Vulkan stuff, but my goal is to just try to see if I can learn how game engines are put together and, you know, put one together for this, just for my own learning. Yeah, that's it. I haven't really worked on any other projects except for this one, because I've been just kind of it's just so many things. Say game engine, my brain goes UE5. Yeah, I mean that's essentially, you know, or Godot or something like that. Yeah. So I'm trying to actually write one from scratch, more or less. I mean, I'm using libraries and stuff, but I just want to do it to learn how to do it, and maybe I'll have a game at some point in the future. But right now, I'm just more concerned about like how these engines work. Can I make this work? You know, and I'm doing it all in Java, so and I'm using the same underlying library that like Minecraft uses and all that stuff. But I'm doing, you know, doing a Vulkan drivers version of it because I've switched over entirely to Linux. So I'm playing games and everything on Linux, and Linux is my daily driver now and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. He gains some. Yeah. If I end up with a game, there's a lot of people who are going to get free copies. Actually, honestly, if I do end up making a game, the game's going to be free anyway because it's completely open source right now. I'm putting all my stuff out on GitHub. So that's a ways away, but it's definitely something I'm looking at. The question is, what did I miss here? Because right now I'm getting a bug, and I can't figure out what it's trying to tell me. Like it's trying to figure out what I'm missing. And I figure it's got to be something fundamental. Let's see something here. But yeah, just like doing a little this, a little that. Just been cycling through games like crazy. I have something like 16 games that I've started but haven't finished yet because new ones keep coming out that I've wanted to play for a while, and so it's just trying to keep up pace with them. You know, got because I got like the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake is fantastic. I'm playing that. Got another similar game waiting in the wings. I've been playing The Last Caretaker, and that's fantastic. That's a survival builder thing. Yeah, survival, quote unquote. And that's been fun. I still have to make more progress in like Slime Rancher 2 came out. Like I'm bouncing all over the place. I've been doing trying to incorporate some older games in as well, like older RPGs. Like I've been doing Shadowrun, the whole Shadowrun franchise. I'm trying to go through all that. And then I went really old school to like some Spiderweb Software stuff. I was doing a little bit of Abaddon, the Black Fortress. Like these are old RPGs. I know that's what it's coming down to. There's just so many games, and I'm like, I'm not as concerned about finishing them as I was, but I do want to make sure that I finish them at some point. But it's just, there's so many good things out there. It's just a lot of fun stuff going on. Anyone who can't find a game to play, I don't know what to tell them, because there's just so much out there right now. If you just look a little bit, so much good stuff. And the last like demos, there's tons of demos that with the Steam Next Fest that just ended a couple weeks ago. Like there's still pretty much all those demos are still available, and there was just a ton of them out there for some good stuff. One esports team, not enough hours a day. Yeah, I hear that. How's that going with the iRacing stuff? I was actually one of the demos was iRacing Arcade, and I actually played a little bit of that. I was enjoying that because I like the arcade racing better. Going crazy, yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's a good thing, though, right? Having a lot of fun, I guess, as well. Oh man. "20 main team drivers and 4 academy drivers." So a lot of work. Wow. Okay. That's cool. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Yeah. That's good stuff. Can I physical? Hmm. Did I miss something here? Right. I feel like I've been through all this code. I mean, I know there's got to be something that I either missed or failed to call. I know this isn't getting called, but I don't know if that's a correct thing or not. Let me see. Let's put this back down here. And let's look at their physical device. Physical device features, physical device properties 2. Oh, wait a minute. Did I not? I might not have converted my physical device stuff over here. Maybe that's what's throwing it off. See, the problem is they changed. I was a couple chapters further along in this book. Then they went and changed it. And now I've had to jump back a couple chapters and then redo a lot of this stuff because they've completely changed their approach. It's driving me batty here. Hardest part is finding sponsors. I find that, I guess, yeah. I mean, esports maybe isn't as, I don't know. I would think that esports would still be high up there as far as like an opportunity for sponsors to get their product out there, but I guess it's the type of esport, and I guess it's the location as well, because I guess esports still hasn't quite broken through a lot of the barriers to really getting it out there. Money being tight for a lot of businesses and stuff makes it harder. And yeah, and I remember there being articles about like the what was it, Counter-Strike esports, or there was some other, I don't know if it was the Dota 2 esports or one of them. I forget what it, I think it was the, no, it was God, what was that shooter game? Anyway, I remember there being a big drop off in sponsorships for this one genre of esports, and a lot of teams just had to shut down to the point where I don't think they can even hold a tournament anymore because they don't have enough teams. It was that who owns that? Was that Blizzard? Was that Blizzard that did the shooter thing? I can't think of the name of it now. I can't think. The name escapes me. It was a very popular game, and then like the bottom fell out from underneath of it, and just they couldn't get any kind of financial backing anymore, and all that stuff. More people leaving pro gaming as the money is drying up. Yeah. I mean, I was reading stuff like that. That happening. It's kind of strange that it hasn't picked up as well as like traditional sports. But then again, traditional sports have been around for a lot longer. So, you know, it might be just a growing pain kind of thing as well. Yeah, Logitech isn't keen to keep throwing money. Yeah, and it's also, I mean, it doesn't help that some of the other esports teams were, you know, the working conditions of their players weren't particularly good, and that was getting out there, and then you had a lot of schoolyard drama as well for a bunch of them. Not you know, not in the iRacing realm, but in like the other competitive realms. So I guess it just doesn't seem like such a good prospect as it once did. But then again, it's still, if I'm not mistaken, it's still very, very popular in like Korea and stuff. It's just never quite. I don't think it ever quite caught on quite as well as it did elsewhere, as well there as it did elsewhere. Though there's certainly still some pockets of it. I think the fighting game community is still hanging on there. Although I don't know I don't know how many sponsors they get, but I mean Evo is still a thing. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't. It feels like, I guess in a way it was a little too homegrown, because there wasn't enough sort of protections in place for players and stuff like that, and like support for teams and all that. Because I think, you know, when you have like a league and stuff, like a proper league, usually the league itself has some kind of support structure to help teams, you know, deal with the day-to-day stuff. You know, day-to-day business stuff. But I don't think that was ever a thing for a lot of the esports stuff. And you know, I can kind of see it from the player's perspective, where it's like, you know what, the amount of effort, the amount of time you have to put into it to do it without any prize money or any you know, pay or anything like that is a hard ask, you know, like, because you're talking about, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of hours put into something. You know, if they're not getting paid, then they need to get, it has to be after it has to be part-time, right? Because they have to have probably a full-time job. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the difficulties there. Who knows? Maybe they'll maybe it'll turn around at some point. I don't know what it'll look like when it turns around. I mean, the whole, and the only way, I know for a little while there, like ESPN and stuff was covering esports, and I don't know if they still do that or not. But like the only other way you could see it is over streaming services, and Twitch and YouTube are not. YouTube, I don't think was ever interested, and Twitch is just. They've sort of pivoted to just like they just want celebrities and IRL things. They don't really care about games at all anymore. And I suppose Kick picked up some of that slack, but Kick also hasn't really broken into mainstream yet, although I think it might start picking up again. So that's the thing. Yeah, this streaming stuff is, I don't know. Now we just, I mean, oh, it sucks. Now we just lost Moonbeam, and now it's just like, I don't know. I'm even considering firing up Kick again myself because it's at this point it's about the only other player in the game right now, which sucks to say, but that seems to be what's happening. It is what it is at this point. Hey, Deedway, welcome on in. How you doing? Okay, so I did do some changes in here. Required extensions, I added that. I did device, so physical device memory properties. Device memory properties. Device extensions. Physical device. Physical device features, but then they have physical device properties too. Okay, maybe that's something that I missed that was really important. So physical device, okay, get okay, physical device. I have two overrides here. Okay, physical device. Oh, where did this come from? What is that used in? Oh, it's okay. It's used in this thing, which doesn't actually get called. So I'm going to get rid of that, which then means I can get rid of this. Okay. So we have physical device, and then I call init here. So what is that? So what does that do? Int buffer, device properties, device properties, 2, look, type defaults, right, and then physical device properties 2. And then enumerate device extension properties, this, that. These I think are the same. Relatively speaking, I think they're the same. Name. Stream, do I have device name? Okay, you gotta do device properties. Oh, dot properties dot device name string. There we go. Down here, device properties 2. Okay, that might do it. Oh, well, we still got an error here, but let's see. Let's see what that was. Huh. Same problem. Okay. But I guess I can at least see if we have the same issue here. Okay, and which one was it? There's still a lot of zeros here. Key command pipeline barrier 2. put a breakpoint there. Okay. Okay, get a watch on this. And pipeline. Can I just see? No, let's see. Battery expression. Result is 0. Okay. So that's not the thing. So that didn't work. All right. So there's still something else with the command buffer here. I guess, yeah, command buffer. Device get capability. See, it's the device getting passed into it. Make sure that their command buffer. I mean, I would imagine it's taking a logical device and not the physical device, but device get device. Yeah, because this takes a physical device, so it's taking this VK device. Right. We looked at that one. And I've fixed this up. VK physical device features 2. Okay, so I know that I've got right. Rendering synchronization 2 is true. Features. Okay. Okay. And when I run, their thing probably runs, right? That's not the right. That's the wrong. It's the wrong. The wrong chapter. Okay. So their stuff runs. So I have missed an important setup thing. KQ family properties buffer. Yeah, okay. Those look the same. I wonder if creation info buffer. I was going to say, I wonder if it comes down to this required extensions thing. Look, if I didn't go through that correctly, I mean, I looked at this. Device extensions, get device extensions, physical device. So extensions, physical device. Ooh, excuse me. Extensions, buffer. Right, device extension properties. Extension properties, callback. Extension stack. Gift physical device. Properties. Extension property. Extension name. String collect modifiable set. Right, and then that comes back here. And I'm going to do, instead of trace, let's do debug here. Card extension stream. extensions. Swap chain extension. Okay. Device extensions. Okay, I'm still in the device extensions thing here. Ability. Required extensions. Okay. Buffer. Just put flip. Okay. Wait a minute. Is there... Well, no, if their stuff works, then it's definitely my code. Because I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I didn't install something that I needed, but which I know that they said to install some extensions and stuff, but their code runs, so I must have it. It's just I'm missing something very important. I wonder if I can... Well, this might be interesting. I wonder if I can step through both of these code bases at the same time. Let me go. Where's main? Chapter 5 here. New engine. Okay. Let me see. Engine, game logic, and nits. There's nothing in there. Okay. Engine run. How far? Oh, wait. Where's... I'm getting stuck in the... buffers thing, right? So... or the image barrier thing here, right? So if I go to here and do this. All right, so this bigger so I can see what I'm doing here. Command buffer, device capabilities. I was looking for VK command line barrier 2. And that has a thing. So so if I walk this back up here, is there... That has everything to do with the device. Alright, so... Ooh. What happened there? Okay. Oh, I guess the window had started to open. Okay. So, all right. So trace this back. Command buffer. Now I need where was I at? Device. Okay. Alright, so I'll put a breakpoint here. Alright, and we'll run this. Okay, so now there we'll do step one forward here. Where's my step at? There. All right, so then VK device capabilities. So can I evaluate? I want to evaluate a thing here. Capabilities. Line barrier 2. Okay, so that's got a result at this point already. All right, so stop this. And then grab ours here. Then we'll go to device, physical device. Go to the same place, roughly. Where the hell was I in the other one? Wait a minute. What was that over here? I was in logical device here. Yeah, I was in logical device. So, logical device. So right here, right at this line. So debug to that line. And I'll step forward 1. And we'll say device capabilities is 0. Okay, so we're different at this point, which is what I was figuring. So it's got to be before this point that I've gone off the reservation. Okay, and it's got to be with the physical device, because that's getting passed in here, I would think. So that's where the device capabilities are coming from. So go back to physical device here, and it's past a VK physical device. Oh, because we do a get instance. Get physical devices. Device. Select device is game ready. Break. Okay, so select device. So we're going to put that. And over here, physical device. Physical device. GPU. It does not pick the first one. Return results. Okay. Debug to that point. And result is physical device capabilities. Oh, doesn't even have it. Oh, I guess it's physical device features. Or properties. Huh. We'll have to see. Nice. Is there a thing here that tells me device name or something? So this is Vulkan 1.0 to Vulkan 1.3 true. So maybe that'll be a clue. Instance. Oh wait, instance capabilities. Wait, that was the same thing. Never mind. Never mind. Base extensions. Physical device features. Device properties 2. Let me try running this here. So what does this look like? Physical device, physical device. This is saying Vulkan 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2, but not 1.3. So I think what's happening is... let's see, this one here. Yeah, this one says 1.3 is true. It says false. So either I'm not asking for... The API version's different. 4.2.0 to 4.9.6. Okay. So either I'm not selecting the correct device, which is quite possible, or somehow I'm not telling it to do Vulkan 1.3. I wish it would tell me. I wish the devices had a freaking name that I could look at. Device 27 pointer. So VK physical device pointer 7F3700D, and this is 7FA25 blah blah blah. I wonder if that is the hardware device ID, because that does look like it's the wrong. It's not the same physical device. Okay, let's see what's going on here with that. Somewhere I am not selecting the right device here, because we loop over looking for game. There's a whole bunch of things you look for here. So create physical device, get physical devices, get available devices, get physical devices. So get physical devices. Fails needed VK13, enumerate physical devices, instance, get VK instance, buffer, physical devices null, okay, buffer get 0. I should put this, yeah, logger. Logger, factory, all right, so physical devices, and then devices, physical devices list pointers, value pointer number devices. Enumerate physical devices, instance, buffer, devices pointer, buffer, okay. Physical devices. And that returns the pointer buffer to physical devices. Okay. Back up here, we do number devices. Wait, what am I doing here? Number of devices. VK. Oh, I combined this up here. I put VK physical device, get VK instance, new physical device, VK physical device. Okay. And then I return the list of physical devices. Right, so we come back to here, and I say if devices is empty, runtime exception. Okay. Otherwise, loop over to physical devices that I brought back. Device, physical device, get device name. I don't bother with. but I probably should just to show whether or not it has graphics Q family. Okay, so they're supports extensions. Where do I do? Wait a minute, I'm not doing any of the checks that are being done there. I'm doing the is game ready check here. Oh, that's because I'm doing them in thing here. So device has graphics Q family. So in physical device here. Device features. I have get device name is game ready, has graphics Q family. Okay. Swap chain, so is game ready calls that, right? So it's gotta be, so is game ready's doing, does it have a graphics Q family? And does it have the required extensions? I did any match here, but I'm wondering these extensions. I think that's correct. I think any match is correct there, I think. Because they've got copy extensions is empty. What they're doing here. Hash set extensions. Number of extensions. Extension name string. Copy extensions remove. Extensions name. Result copy extensions is empty. If not empty. Oh, I see. No, it's gotta be all match. Not just any match. Well, sort of. But they, yeah, sort of. But it's their extensions though. Required extensions is just this. which is what I basically said, is like it's gotta have at least find anything that has this swap chain extension. Which I think is correct. So it has graphics Q family is Q family properties, number of Q families. This one is like if Q flags and it has the Q graphics bit does not equal 0, then the result is true, so it immediately returns as soon as it finds its first match, which is what we do here. Alright, so then there's a preferred device name. What does that come from? Engine properties. Really? NVIDIA GeForce RTX. It's got like a preferred device name there? Okay. I mean, that would never work on my computer anyway, so... That's interesting and weird. They do have... If the device type is a VK physical device type discrete GPU, add that first. Add that to first in the list. Which is probably what's going on. That's the one thing I missed. Because basically they bumped that up to the beginning of the list if it's got a discrete GPU and its device. Which is probably why I'm getting something that isn't working. So let's go back here. So nice to be so is game ready? I feel like I should put that in is game ready here. Discrete GPU. Yeah, I feel like I should put that in here. Let's go private boolean as you, and we're doing physical device properties. What are physical device properties? Physical device properties 2. Device properties, okay. So it's return Device properties. Properties, device type. Device type, discrete GPU. Okay. And then I'm just going to add that to here. Because it looks to me like I'm just selecting the wrong device. And that's why it's just bombing out, because it doesn't have the capabilities that I'm trying to use. Okay, it's still selecting the wrong thing here. Has discrete GPU. Right, and then now, more importantly, it's adding it first. So list of physical devices. So we got a whole list of physical devices. The problem is I'm doing this vastly differently. I mean, not vastly differently, but I'm doing it differently enough that it's it does not meet requirements, just pick the first one. Result equals results. Does not, if result equals null and devices is empty. Not is empty. Physical devices remove first. What's result? What? Oh, that's if it equals the particular physical device name. That's when result gets set. So result would be null here. Physical devices is empty would be false. So then it's going to remove the first. It's going to take the first device it finds. Bring that back as results. And then that was removed from this list so it doesn't get cleaned up when I do the physical device cleanup. Okay. Which is not really what I'm doing, and I probably should. I hate how they've done this, but that's is what it is. device. Yeah, so this should be... I'm calling new physical device here. With it. Oh, no, okay. No, I'm actually doing it fine because I'm creating it here. It only needs to be cleaned up once I've created it, and yeah. It won't, I'm only creating one at a time as I go through. Which is fine. Somehow I'm not getting the right. Somehow they're getting a different. They're selecting a different device. So somehow my logic is off here. VK physical device devices. Right. Did I put anything in the log here this last time around? Detected 3 physical devices. Okay. Detected 3 physical devices. So then... I'm just not selecting the correct one. How's graphics Q family? Q family props.
I need a status report.
Q flags.
What? Patching it through.
Ooh, excuse me.
It's you. How are you, gentlemen? We have successfully acquired your base of operations. Prepare to be destroyed. How dare you? Your time has run out. Savor your final moments.
This is short-circuiting terminal operation. That's fine.
Captain, what should we do? Arm every SIG for deployment. Initiate launch sequence.
So all we're doing is returning true
Justice shall be served.
on it. Same with the KHR thing. Alright. Supports extensions, yeah. So that, and then I don't do this part, but then I do physical device defeat discrete GPU. My best guess here is that it's accidentally finding the right one, because it just keeps adding first on this. And it's looping over probably 3 times. It just so happens the last device it finds is the correct one. Because down here it's going to just pick the very first one that it came across, which this is going to be the last one probably in the list. If multiples support a discrete GPU. Let me put a breakpoint here, because I'm betting physical devices has probably got 2 in it, or at least 2 or 3 in it at this point. Let me see. So, physical devices. That's right. His devices is size 3. So what one was I selecting? Kind of curious here. Let's whoops, get this back up here, and then down here. I'm gonna say select the device here, because that's going to select the top one there, because this is true and that's true, so it's going to remove the first, which means it's going to take the 0th physical device here, which is a 7F9BD whatever. And what did I select? 7F454. Is that another one here? Or are these just not helpful? It looks like they're not helpful. They're not like hardware pointers. I wonder, does it have 7F454? Does it have a, damn it, the name here somewhere? Be very helpful if they had the name there. Wait, can I get the name? What's that? No, I should be able to, off the physical device, I do have a thing to get the name, right? Get device name, here we go. AMD Radeon Graphics RADV GFX 1201. I bet that's my... Don't know what that is. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up on mine. So then over here, physical device. Can I do evaluate expression? Get device name. The same one. Getting the same device. Okay, so we're the same there then. AMD Radeon Graphics RADV GFX 1201. Okay, so up to this point I'm okay then, right? I'm getting the same exact device is what it sounds like. Although I'm not getting the same. So I'm getting the same. I'm getting the device, but I'm not getting the right. Features back. Right capabilities, right? Like this says Vulkan 1.3 is enabled. So when I'm going to initialize the features, that's where the problem must be there then. Because here it looks like I'm getting the same device, unless I have two devices with the same exact name, which, I mean, it could be possible. I don't know how reliable that device name is. Okay. So there has to be something here with the device properties. Somehow. Get physical device features. I've looked over this code. I'm doing the same stuff. So it must be a very subtle difference here somewhere. Wait, why am I doing... Init. Device properties is null. I don't know why I'm checking that. I don't know why I'm checking. I don't know why I'm checking that. Device. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I was wrapping that in that if statement. Shouldn't have made a difference, but still. Device properties. Device properties 2. Device properties. Memory extension properties. Physical device. No int buffer. No. Device extensions. Memory device extension properties. Device int buffer. Device extensions. Physical device. Q family properties. Key family properties, buffer, alloc, device int buffer, key family properties, device features, device features, colic. Device features. Okay. Properties. I mean, all that looks fine. Create physical device. Is where we were just looking, and everything looks like I had the right one there. I just didn't have the right properties. I don't understand. Where I've gone wrong there. Device properties. VK physical device. VK physical device properties 2. Hmm. Breakpoint there and one there. So up here, one further. So we got nice extensions, device features. Okay. 40296. Okay, so over here. Oh, 2496. Yeah, see, the API version is different. API version is different here. Why is that? Why would the API version be different? I think so. What I can do is say, when we create a physical device, do private static file logger. Device class, and then I'm going to say your debug created physical device name run that, and then let's see what pops out in the log here. All right, create physical device. Let's name that. soon as it gets... I think it's going to come down to the loop. I think it's coming down to this, because I'm doing it differently. But I'm doing it differently enough that let's see something here. Let me rejigger this for a second. Let's do... So I'm concerned that there's two devices with the same name. And even though it looks like I'm getting the same device, I'm actually not. So what I can do... Get physical devices. Is there anything on... Detective physical devices. BK physical device. Can is there anything off of this that I can use? Version. I don't think there's anything I can do there. Devices. You know what? For sake of argument, let's just do this. Let's do lists. Physical device. Devices equals devices. Stream. Collect. Or not collect. Map. Nice. That'll work that way. Right, replace lambda with method reference. Yeah, that's what I thought I could do that, but I just be sure. Um, and then let's do a mobile devices found. The devices stream map device, get device name, and I would go, I guess, to list of string. Go, and then devices for each clean up. A little extra step there, but just to get the names. But I wanted to. I just want to see. I want to see if there's multiple things with the same name. So that, and then go to log here. Okay. So the physical devices it found were LLVM pipe, which is just a Linux thing. Found AMD Radeon graphics 1201, which is what we were seeing. And then Rafael Mendocino, another one there. So, hey, Tech, welcome on in. How you doing? So then, okay, so that verifies that I was getting the correct device. It's just I'm not getting the correct device properties, which is interesting. Okay, so that was the. I did that only just to make sure I wasn't going completely crazy here. So I'm getting the correct device. I'm not getting the right device features. That's going to be a little bit harder to figure out, because like it's not, it seems like it's enabling Vulkan 1.2, but not 1.3. And I'm trying to figure out where that would be. Where that has gone wrong. Yeah, it's gotta be up in here, right? Anything to show off? Mate? No, nothing to show. I'm still in the foundational section of it. Like this is just like if I run their code, it's just making it a blank screen, and that's the chapter that I'm on for that. So that's what I'm trying to get to. I just have some kind of bug here. I'm trying to figure out, because I was further along, and then they changed how they did stuff in the book, and now I had to jump back 2 chapters. Basically 3 chapters. I had to jump back 3 chapters and just redo it because they completely changed their approach on how they were doing it in the book, and I couldn't. There were so many fundamental changes that I couldn't make heads or tails of one or the other. So I'm back to just. I went from chapter 8 back down to being finished chapter 8 all the way back to chapter 5 again. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to figure out. There's some subtle difference here, and it's causing my code to not succeed, whereas this code is succeeding. And that's the tricky part. Is where did I make, there's gotta be one tiny mistake I've made somewhere here. There should be a 2 at the end of something when I don't have it. Either that, or I wonder, maybe I still have some Vulcan 1.4 stuff. Still making all the base stuff too, the inventory setup for item storage and stuff up here. Yeah. Yeah, it's there's a lot of foundation laying, you have to do to kind of get things. And the thing is too, it's not like as I've said a number of times, it's writing the code is a lot like just writing a book or a paper or something, where it's like you do a rough draft and then you go back over it and then you go back over it and you go back over it until you get something that feels better. Because it's very easy, when you're doing stuff, to be like, all right, let's just get it working, let's get this piece in there, let's get that piece on there, and you start layering things on top of one another and you get it working, but then you look at the code and you're like, man, this is hard to follow, and so you kind of rework it a little bit more to kind of make it make more sense and be a little bit easier to extend and all that stuff. Yeah. Do it the SC way, make all the visuals and forget the main game parts, and wonder why people complain. Yeah, right. Well, and the real ass kicker of Star Citizen is that they knew that if they kept throwing pretty stuff at people, that they would keep getting crowdfunding. It's like, oh look, pretty pictures. They just kept doing pretty pictures and stuff, and the crowdfunding just kept on rolling in, and I mean they've it's a hell of a strategy, a hell of a business strategy, right? In the meantime, you don't really have much of a game. I mean, people have been putting up with not much of a game there, or a game that constantly crashes on them every 5 minutes for a very long time. And they never once made any content for it all. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they just finally started doing Pyro and stuff. They finally started rolling that out. And there's still not a whole lot there. It's just, they figured out how to get, they figured out how to basically do crowd sunk cost fallacy. Yeah, it's not even crowdfunding anymore. It's crowd sunk cost fallacy right now. It's like everyone that just throw money at it is like just they're just like, oh, we'll get it's great, it's great. We'll get some more stuff. We'll get some more stuff. I think November 18th is the final release for Spaceborne 2. Yeah, man, there's even more stuff. So many things. So many things. In November, so many things in December. It's like every time I turn around, there's another thing coming out that I've kind of on the wish list for a while, and geez, it's like I can never finish anything. I can never finish anything. I will be still juggling 20 games for the next for the next 5 years. But it's a good position to be in, I guess. You know, never have to want for a good game. You got a bunch to still go through. You just delayed a bit more to fix things you found in testing. Yeah, that's 2 games, and Star Citizen can't even make 1 solo or 1 multiplayer. It works kind of well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering too, while we're on that subject, have they... I haven't heard anything, like, they've been very, very quiet as far as, like, as far as, any kind of news, like gaming news sites picking them up for anything. So I'm wondering, has their crowdfunding stalled? Because I'd heard that it was stalling at one point, but I have no idea if that's still... Where the hell is it at? Support? Telemetry. Do they not show it anymore? I bet they don't even show it anymore. I wonder if they used to show it. I forget where they showed their funding amounts. I don't think it's on Spectrum though. I thought it was... Let's see their press site. I think they would have it on their press site. Maybe about... No, I wonder if it's under games. I think Squadron 42 was delayed again too, right? Or, well, I mean, for like the 19th time now. Pledge store. Is that it? Jesus, $135 for that. Alvin, let's show it here. You may be making a Spaceborne 3. Yeah. Hey. All the power to him. I mean, now that he's got the engine in a good spot, like, he can just keep on rolling with it. You know? And why not? Huh. I wonder if can't. Oh, funding. Here we go. Track the funding progress. Wait, what? The hell am I doing? So they've made 884.08 million smackaroonies. So this is crowdfunding timeline month. So, holy crap. So in what, May? Yeah, in May they made $28.8 million. And then this past month it was just over, like a hair over 10 million, or like probably 11 million, close to that. I think it's kind of above the line here, the 10,937,000. Jesus Christ, they're still making, like, I swear they found a way to get whales to just keep tossing money their way. It's not even whales either. Like it's just regular people who are just like, yeah, just keep throwing money at this thing. To the tune of like freaking $10 million. Jesus. Like, yeah. I wonder. I don't know what their expenses are per month. I know there are like 100 or more, several hundred people, right, at Cloud Imperium Games. So 10 million and 11 million a month is probably not all that much for that many people, but it's enough to sustain. It's enough to like continue going. Like if they were doing if they're doing 10 million a month, almost 11 million a month, then that means, I mean, they could probably go indefinitely, like without ever releasing anything. They can just keep saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, never release anything, and still be. I mean, they're not necessarily making hand over fist, but they're still like, that's still small business level business happening there. You know, technically, 100 people is still kind of a small business, so it's crazy. That is crazy. At this rate, it'll be like, so 884. So, man, in like 3 years, if they have like peaks like this and stuff, like in 3 years, they could end up hitting $1 billion of funds raised, crowdfunding. That's a crazy amount of money. That is a crazy amount of money for having something that isn't really isn't all that functional. All right. Well, that said, I am getting rather tired right now. Do I have any updates here? Probably do. I have a weird. Oh, it's just GIMP and stuff? Okay. Update that. There's a weird issue that I have. So I'm multi-booting this computer. So I still have a Windows boot thing that I haven't booted into in ages. I have the main boot partition, which is what I play games on and what I do my daily driver on, and that's Debian Trixie. And then I have this boot partition, which is also Debian Trixie, same thing, but this is where I do just the development stuff. And it wasn't necessary to separate them, but I separated them because I wanted to make sure that like something that I installed for development didn't affect like either playing games or anything like that. So that I could literally I could test things on here and then take that game, bring it down in its executable form in the other partition where I play games normally, and then see that it works without any extra bells and whistles. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just because I have two Debian partitions, two Debian SSDs. Really, they're not even really partitions, but they're dedicated SSDs. Whenever I try to boot into this one, I have to do it multiple times because the first time I boot into it, like if I come out of my main one, I say reboot, and it reboots, and then in the grub menu I select, go to this instance of Debian, and it will stop at the init RAM FS file system and say that it can't find the image. And then what I do is I just reboot again, like I Control-Alt-Delete from there, and then it goes back into the grub menu. I select this again, and then it works the second time. I don't know why there's that weird inflection point where it just doesn't understand. It doesn't know how to find its image, but then if I reboot again, it finds it. So I don't know what that's all about. Trying to look around online to see if there's any clues. I suppose it's probably. I haven't tried what happens if I do shutdown, let it shut down entirely, and then start up fresh. Because maybe it's just something where when I'm warm booting from the other Debian instance, maybe that's causing something. It might also have some interaction with the power management stuff, because the computer will, when I'm idle for long enough, I guess it's a couple hours or something, the computer will go into standby. So I don't know if maybe when it's going into standby and it's coming back out, that's causing some kind of weirdness at the boot level or something. I don't know. It's very, very strange. Or it could just be it's having an issue, it's like that SSD. Oh, I never thought of this. I bet the SSD that this is running on is not accessed at any other point, as far as I know. So maybe the power. Maybe it's not being repowered or not being powered back up again. because it's like it's maybe SSD is going to sleep. I don't know why you would need that, given that it's not hardware. Like it used to be with the spinning platters that you would have the hard drive would go to sleep after a while of unuse, so it wasn't so try to like make it so that it extend the life of the platters. But with an SSD, it doesn't make any sense to do that. But maybe that is something to do with the power management. Maybe it's like when it goes to sleep and it comes back out of standby, it's not reinitializing that disk, maybe. And so when I reboot the first time, it's not finished power cycling or something. I don't know. It might be something like that. I have a feeling it's a hardware thing and not a software thing, but who knows? It's just kind of a weird side effect. It doesn't happen like if I boot immediately out of Linux and into Windows, it doesn't happen. So it's probably something to do with this other SSD is a little bit further down the pipeline. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway. I'm rambling. I think this is good. I'm gonna commit what I've got, but I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like I had this problem before when I did the chapter 5. It was something really simple, but then this code has changed a bit. So I think we've narrowed down where the bug is. I just have to figure out where I've gone wrong. And I think that's just going to be a matter of I think it's going to be a matter of having a fresh pair of eyes. I think it's is what it comes down to on that. It took 5+ years to get you to try it. Yeah, I know. So let's do. Let me commit this. Because I think I'm really close. I don't care that it contains warnings. Oh, I wanted to commit and push. Did I commit and push? I didn't commit and push, did I? I didn't push these, did I? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Alright. Push them out there. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna probably stop there for tonight, my friends. So, like I said, I got a lot of games up in the air. One thing to keep in mind, if you make and build a game in Linux, it won't ever work on Windows unless you go to a Windows and go to update it all and recompile it and run through all the hoops for that. That's the advantage of doing Java. I don't need to recompile it. It's just I can compile it. What it'll do is I can set it up to make a binary for Windows and make a package for Linux at the same time. So hopefully everything will be fine there. I don't need to recompile it or anything. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Ooh, excuse me. Oof. Wow. I am suddenly super tired. Okay. Yeah, man, that hit me like a brick. what was I saying? Oh yeah. So lots of games in the air right now. I think tomorrow night we're gonna go back to Dragon Quest One HD 2D remake. Um, I'm not going to jump into Dragon Quest 2 for a little while because that's a much longer game and it's got a lot of post game content and it's got like a true ending and stuff that you have to go through. So that's going to be a lot longer thing. But Dragon Quest 1, I've been doing some grinding for levels off camera, so I think we can move with that. And so I'll be probably doing that tomorrow night. I do want to get back to No Man's Sky, doing some expeditions, but that'll be let's push that off to maybe next week. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see you on that one, and I gotta figure out what order to play the games in. The coming week, I don't know. It might do Monday might be some more Dragon Quest 1, and then I think Tuesday and Wednesday we might end up being Shadowrun again, because if I'm not mistaken, Thursday, I don't know when it is. I think Planet Crafter's DLC is coming out, or maybe it's the new DLC for Planet Crafter is coming out, or it is out, or I don't even know at this point. There's so many things, and we're not really in a position to jump into it. I mean, you can start a new game to jump into it, but I kind of wanted to sort of finish up the planet that we were on before we go to the toxic planet and try to reconstitute that. So we'll see. I don't know, there's so many things. So many things. Made a deal with my wife. Her RAV4 is just a bust to fix, so I'll buy her something else so I can get smelting set up, something I wanted for a long time now. Do some sand casting, make some parts. Oh, there you go. There you go. Get the get into some. That's kind of how you build your tools up, right? You'd be like, well, we could fix this if I had the tools for it, right? And that's how you suddenly start getting all these impressive tools in your shop, and then you can do all kinds of things. It's like, oh, I could do that, but it would be a lot better if I had tools for it. So you have a collection of tools. Yeah, there you go. That's always good. Just kind of have. That's half the thing, right? Is like you can certainly fix things, but it's a lot better when you can just if you have the right tool for the right job, it just makes it much more fun to do, right? Big CNC, lots of other toys, 3D printer kits. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've debated. Probably mentioned this. I've debated looking at like 3D printing and stuff, and not like because I wanted to see if I could do not like 3D printed parts, but like circuit boards and stuff, ICs, but there's a lot of other skills needed there than just like, because my thought was if I could like make custom circuit boards and stuff, that maybe that would get me one step closer to understanding all the like the retro gaming hardware things that hardware pieces that people put together and all that stuff. But I'd also have to know how to do any kind of circuit boards. I've never been a hardware guy. I've always been a software guy, so all that stuff is just not exactly something that clicks with me. Take some plastic parts from cars, always break and cast some metal. Yeah, there you go. Want a CNC, take blank boards and cut in the pattern, drill the holes. One can buy one dual-sided boards. Not make boards. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there is in Linux. There's a lot of different things I'm finding. Audio production, all kinds of things. But I was wondering if I could. If it was possible to even 3D print from scratch a board. I don't know if that's even possible because of the materials involved. Like, is it even possible to just go from nothing to putting the reels in and then having it actually print rather than having a blank board? I don't even know if that's the thing. I don't even know if it's even possible given the materials involved. But that was always my thought, was like, could I do something like that and like make like if I wanted to make a custom controller or something like that. You only do plastic and boards have metal, layer of copper for the leads. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to. Yeah. 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 Yeah, there would have to be metal in the for the ground, right? And then the copper leads and stuff in the middle, because it's a sandwich of several layers, right? There's a ground layer and then a few other layers in there. Well, it was a thought. It was a thought. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it for me for tonight. So as far as behind the scenes stuff, so obviously Moonbeam is not going to be around anymore. So I've stopped streaming there. Since I'm only streaming to Twitch and YouTube right now, my thought is that I might resurrect my Kick account and stream over there, even though I'm probably going to be dealing with bots every 5 minutes. But I'm thinking I might pull that out of mothballs now, because I would like to be on some other platform besides Twitch and YouTube, if at all possible. And Kick has been relatively quiet as of late, from my understanding. So perhaps that will be at least somewhere to go for a little while. So I might do that. I might resurrect that come tomorrow night. We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, circuit boards have a fiberglass center, a layer of copper, And they use acid to etch their design, but the CNC side at one can cut it. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Alright. Yeah, so if you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or a subscribe that you can toss my way, that would be really great and awesome. It helps out tremendously and I appreciate it greatly. Otherwise, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see ya, bye.
Oopsie.